Ruto is setting up Gachagua and the opposition for failure. And I'll tell you this, and you'll take note of this video, that Ruto is setting up opposition for failure. Remember, the court have said the court are almost they are almost overturning the impeachment of Gachagua. And if they are going to overturn the impeachment of Gachagua, that clearly means that Gachagua can be on the ballot in 2027. And that one will be a win for William Ruto if Gachagua will be on the ballot for 2027. This is a deliberate move. I feel like the president is doing this deliberately so that he can weaken opposition, because the president has realized that a strong opposition for him is if we'll have a strong opposition in 2027, Ruto will be done completely, because this is a man who has realized that he has lost ground like I'm a lose ground kabisa. He has no support on the ground, and now the only thing that he can do is to make sure that he has scattered everyone. He has scattered the opposition completely, that he makes sure that every person who is strong and is in the opposition asimame in 2027, they go to the ballot. Anyway guys, before I go on, if you are new to this platform and you're coming here for the first time, kindly take a second to subscribe and to hit the notification bell so that anytime I post a video, you will always be the first to watch. So kindly do so, na kama kawaida, I'll be back. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed, and for return subscribers, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys, you are the one who make this platform grow each and every single day. So this is what I like to say, and I'll repeat again, that opposition, that Ruto kuna mchezo anachezea akina Gachagua, and if akina Gachagua will not realize this mapema, Ruto will still come back in 2027. So before I say anything, because mimi nasemanga in this video tunaongeaga na makalatas, I want you to watch this video as the court has overturned the impeachment of Gachagua, the hearing, and it has instructed the Chief Justice to construct another bench of 3 judges wasikize kesi ya Gachagua afresh. So listen to this.
Legal experts, especially those involved in constitutional matters, are at crossroads of a court of appeal ruling on former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua case. On Friday, the Court of Appeal declared the empanelment of a 3-judge bench by Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu to hear consolidated petitions filed by former Deputy President as illegal. The ruling has triggered a wave of constitutional debate, with the legal experts divided over the impact of the ruling. Some claim that Kindiki is unlawfully holding office. They argue that the landmark decision has discredited the bench, a decision that now essentially reinstates the original conservatory orders that had stopped Kindiki's accession to the position. Rarieda MP, who is also a lawyer, Otiende Amolo, however, holds that the judgment cannot mean that Professor Kindiki is in office illegally. He says, and I quote, "There was no court order that stopped the impeachment. The court can make observation here and there, but even a new bench will not stop a process that was complete." Senior counsel Dr. George Haminwa has also waded into the constitutional crisis surrounding the deputy presidency, declaring that Kindiki is no longer legally in office following the verdict. Haminwa says, and I quote, "Gachagua should continue to serve as deputy president," end of quote.
So you have all listened to that, and we all know very well that last time Deputy Chief Justice Mwilu constructed a bench and that listened to Gachagua's case that led to upholding of his impeachment. And this case, Gachagua had to appeal about this constituting this 3-bench judge, because in the argument of Gachagua alikuwa anasema Deputy Justice Mwilu did not have the capacity to do that except the Chief Justice. So this time it has gone back. It means the Chief Justice will constitute another bench. You know, in politics, you can always see the hands of the executive in everything. Because if the executive really wanted that this thing to be done with, Gachagua story yake ingekuwa imeisha completely. But remember, Gachagua has become a thorn in the flesh of the president. Gachagua has become a constant headache to the president. And now the president has to find a way of dealing with Gachagua and dealing with Gachagua's influence, because he understands very well that he has lost the mountain. So, as I said, and I said a while back, that the only way that the president can make sure that he comes to the city 2027, he has to make sure that it's scatter Mount Kenya kabisa. And even if it doesn't scatter Mount Kenya, he has to make sure that Mount Kenya as a community do not vote in one basket with other communities, that wajipigie kura wenyewe. And then we all know very well that our people from Mount Kenya, sometimes they wanapenda kujini, like they always have someone on the ballot. It doesn't matter who it is, but they always have someone on the ballot. So since everyone, even everyone in the opposition, akina Kalonzo, akina Nani, they had all ruled out the possibility of Gachagua going for that seat in 2027. The president has done a deliberate move to make sure that he makes Gachagua free and able to run in 2027. And if that happens, then Gachagua will run in 2027, because the president does not want Gachagua to support anybody in 2027 that will challenge him, because that will be a total defeat for the president. So the best thing he can do is to make sure that he sets Gachagua free, so that we can start having a conversation of Gachagua in the ballot. And this is where the setup is. Because if Gachagua is going to the ballot, Kalonzo is also going to the ballot, because Kalonzo, where he has reached, Kalonzo cannot allow to be a running mate to anybody else this time round. He has been a running mate all along and he has not achieved anything. He has been in the colds, he has been outside the government from 2013. Kalonzo cannot accept again to be out of the government again. So the president knows very well that Gachagua pia, with the kind of the character and Gachagua has tested power, Gachagua will also want to be in the ballot if he's allowed to be in the ballot. So if we have Gachagua in the ballot, and we have Kalonzo in the ballot, and we also have someone from maybe Raila on the ballot, where do you think? Si Raila atapitia katikati. Ruto atapitia katikati. That is the politics that Ruto wants to play. Ruto wants to play the same politics that Moi played in 1992 and in 1997, whereby he made sure that every strong candidate scatter vote, alafu yake akapitia katikati. That is what the president wants. Because he cannot allow these people to merge. The moment he will allow these people to unite and form a coalition, the president knows that is done. Is done completely. Anajua mambo yake is like it's a zero sum game. Haizi enda place yoyote. So that is where the trick is. That is where the sabu iko. And if the opposition are going to fall for that trap, my God, nyinyi watu mtashindwa asubuhi na mapema. I told you that the president is a weak candidate in 2027. That is the reality. But don't underestimate the president, considering that he has the instruments of power. Considering that he has been a politician all his life. Ruto is a very smart politician. So if you are going to allow him to exercise what he thinks na game yake na nini, atawa outsmart in 2027. Because there's also another side of it. If you look at it keenly, no one is interested in Matiang'i being the president. But if Matiang'i is the only alternative that we will have as Kenyans, we will rally behind Matiang'i. And that is what the president doesn't want. Because if everyone rallies behind Matiang'i, because as things look, vile vitu zinaendelea, this time in 2027, I'm telling you, and I'll tell you and take this for a fact, Raila is going to go to the side where the people will tell him to go. For the first time, Kenyans are not going to follow Raila. In the history of Raila's politics, Kenyans are not going to follow Raila where he's going. Raila will go in the side of where the majority of Kenyans will tell him to go, ama watakuwa. That is the reality. And for the first time, I'm telling you this, Raila will not be a kingmaker in this election. Because the kingmaker in this election will be the people. The people are going to be the kingmaker in the election. This time around, there is no politician who is going to have total control of who is going to be the president. Take it from me. Whoever will be the president next will come from the people. The people will be the person who will drive him to be the president. And that happened even in 2022. In 2022, the kingmaker, there was no kingmaker in this election. It is the people who put in Ruto there. And this time is going to happen in 2027. And for the first time, Raila is not going to direct people where they need to go. Raila is going to sit, and ODM are going to follow where the people are going, because they need to make sure that the dwindling popularity of ODM is, the image of ODM is redeemed. And they cannot redeem ODM by telling people where they want people to go. Because you have seen even recently, they have said that after the burial of Ongondowere, they want his son to take over. You have seen how much people have come against that thing. That politics of inheritance. People have spoken about it. They don't want it anymore. Even in ODM themselves, wamesema they don't want anything like that. You get? So such moves, if ODM continues with that move, that mtu akikufa mtoto wake ana inherit, such move, those are things that are finishing, that are killing democracy in ODM. You don't come in a political rally and you tell people that, oh, sasa juu babake amekufa, sasa kijana yake achukue. Hizo ni politics za kitambo. They are no longer applicable now. Unaona? So Ruto also wants Raila to be on the ballot. And if there's one person who really wants Raila to be on the ballot, it's none other than Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta would direct Raila to be on the ballot. Because if Raila becomes on the ballot, then trust you me, all these other people will rally behind Raila Odinga. Maybe except Kalonzo. Gachagua will rally behind Raila Odinga. And that's why I kept on telling you, you have seen Gachagua attack each and every single person. But Gachagua has never attacked Raila. He doesn't speak about Raila after the impeachment, after his impeachment. Just look at all the clips. He doesn't mention Raila anywhere. Because inside Gachagua's heart, he understands that the only person who is strong enough and who is smart enough to bring down William Ruto and all his regime is Raila Odinga. And so he wants Raila on his side. But he still doesn't know how to bring Raila on his side, because Raila is a senior politician. He doesn't know how to bring Raila on his side. But that is the reality. If Raila goes to the ballot and they team up with Gachagua and all the other forces, and all the other small forces, it's a done deal for William Ruto. William Ruto cannot allow that. William Ruto will rather use money, will rather use all his resources to make sure that Gachagua ako kwa ballot. So that the Mount Kenya vote becomes absolute. Ziishe kabisa. Zisikuwe na any meaningful impact pale kwa ballot. That one I know the president will be willing to do 100%. Now it is up to the opposition, it is up to the Gachagua and Matiang'i and all these other people to remember that their strength lies in their unity. Even Kalonzo should understand that his strength lies in his unity, in the unity of the opposition coalition. Because the more you stay united, the better for you. Because Raila is going to join you very soon. We know Raila right now, he has realized that he cannot tell Kenyans what to do anymore. He cannot direct Kenyans. So the best thing he will do for his party to survive, for his party to win seats in 2027, he has no choice but to make sure that he works with the opposition. Because working with William Ruto has proven that it will be disastrous for ODM in 2027. This party will fail miserably, and Raila will not go anywhere in 2027. So Raila cannot risk continue staying he can stay there for a while as he figure out how he's going to live. That is what Raila is thinking right now. He's thinking of an exit plan. So let us wait and see how it will pan out. But all I know is that the president is setting up opposition leaders for failure in 2027. So they'd rather not fall for that trap, because the president will use all his resources, even if it means funding Gachagua's election or funding Kalonzo's election, so that they all go to the ballot. Right? The president will reach that extent of doing that. That will happen. So let us wait and see. What do you think about all this conversation? What do you think about what I'm saying? Do you believe what I'm saying? Do you think like it's something that it's in the offing, it's something that is coming? Do you think that Ruto is planning something for the opposition? Tell me in the comment section. But above it all, as I always remind you here, guys, remain respectful. Do not insult anyone on this platform. Do not attack anyone. Do not use any abusive language. Remain objective all through. That is very important. Remain objective all through. It is very, very important. So thank you. Until next time, thank you so much. Bye.
The African Update.